Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Palmisano here, and hopefully you can see and hear me just fine. I'm using my better camera and my little lav mic here. I figured I'd jump on here today and do something a little different. Things have been changing a lot on YouTube, especially since I started doing these React videos and specifically live streaming. And I lost the ability, recently got a community strike and lost the ability to play copyrighted music on live stream. It hasn't been taken down, but if I do it again, it will get taken down, so I'm not going to do it. And so I figured I would come on here today and give you all an honest-to-goodness reality check and some truth about what it actually is like to play and teach recorded, copyrighted material here on YouTube. You all know it's kind of the Wild West. A lot of you, Fantasy, what's happening? Vandy, how are you? A lot of you are aware that there's a lot that goes on when you play other people's music on YouTube, and it's very hairy out there. Some of you may remember a video I did, last year or so when the fish live stream got blocked and all the fallout from that. Now, over a year has passed and I've learned a lot, and I wanted to actually share it with you. There's a lot of misinformation out there on what it actually means, what fair use actually means, what it means for people like me, and what people like me can actually do, and what the current state of playing music and teaching music on YouTube really is. Because I've seen so many videos, both really bad, I've made some bad ones, and really good ones about it. So here we go. Step one. Unless you, like my good friend who runs Active Melody, Brian Sherrill, who in my opinion might be the best, if not one of the best guitar teachers on YouTube, create all original content, you have to play or make an arrangement of songs people already know. You have to have context, right? And so some people like Marty Schwartz, a good friend of mine, will actually come and play some of the parts, but not play the tracks. You have other friends that we all know and love, like Rick Beato, who will actually play the recorded tracks, get the multi-track stems, and kind of show you what makes the song great, what makes the song what it is, and then teach it. You need the context. And then there's people like me. I choose to do only live tracks, but I talk about the performance, etc., etc., but I play the actual music. It's as if someone were to come and say, hey, check this out. What are they doing? We try to figure it out, so on and so forth. When you are the rights holders of recorded music, of copyrighted music, and you have your stuff up on YouTube to play, you have three options. Well, four, but basically you can choose to do nothing, meaning if other people use it, they use it. You can demonetize it, which is what a lot of people do, which means you can use it, but all the ad money you make goes to me because I wrote it. That should happen. You can block it, which means if I find the music on the internet, you can't use it for any reason whatsoever, regardless. And you can take it a step further, and you can also issue a strike, which means not only can you not use this, but I'm basically, putting a strike on your channel, 3 strikes you're out kind of rule. And so you never know who the artists are that do any of those things until you try to use the music, try to teach it, try to post it, and it, you figure it out in hindsight. And as you figure out which artists let you keep the money, the fourth option is you can share the revenue, forgive me. When you figure out who shares, who takes the money, who blocks, and who issues strikes, you just stay away from the ones that are bad, and you do more of the ones that are good. We all know which ones we're talking about. But that comes into play mostly with uploaded videos. When you do live streams, it's a different animal entirely. When you upload a video, before you can actually make it public, it has to process. And YouTube scans the video, similar software from like Shazam or anything else that you guys are familiar with. And if it identifies a piece of music in your video, based on whatever the rights holders have chosen, it's going to tell you. It's going to say, you can keep the money, you can share the money, we're going to take the money, or it's going to be blocked. And this all happens before it goes public. And so then you can, obviously, choose to upload the video or not upload the video. In a live stream, something different happens. And I'll give you a peek behind the curtain and I'll show you. So check this out. Up here, I have my channel dashboard. I know everybody's curious what it's like to be on this side. I'm just going to show you. I have no problem whatsoever showing you. Now you can see right here, channel violation, active community guideline strike. Now I go to this and it says it was removed due to a violation of community guidelines. Now, because the first time it's not effective, but if I do it again, you lose the ability to upload, post, or live stream. So obviously I'm not going to risk it again. Now, what is a community guideline strike? Now, basically, it can be a bunch of these different things. Cyberbullying, fake engagement, child safety, nudity, self-injury, spam, defective practices, etc., etc. But what I got it for was for not stopping playing copyrighted music while it's live. And so, because when it's live, you're live, it can't be processed before it's public, and because they don't want terrible things out there, or things that are set to be blocked, this is a new thing they kind of instituted where, and I'll show you, I'll just show you. So let's say I go to my content and I'm on my live streams. These are all my live streams that I've done recently. You can see, here's the one I'm on right now. It's public. Last one we did an open Ask Me Anything. And then we start going down here, these live tractions, whatever. You'll see some are partially blocked, that's yellow. Ineligible means it's not monetized, it goes to the rights holders. Public, red means totally blocked. It means I played something that was completely blocked. And on and on and on and on. Now, if I go in, and this is what I monitor while I'm doing a live stream. If I go into the stream, it shows me live right now. Look at this. It shows who's on here, viewer activity, that's if anybody donates, the stream health, and the chat. So check this out. So let's say I'm on here, and we're doing a live reaction, and I play something that is blocked. What's going to happen here is you've seen it on the other side. The stream will go down, but the chat will stay up, and it will say this has been taken down, temporarily taken down. So what will happen here, this says this is green, excellent connection. This will change to yellow, I think, and it says we've detected copyrighted material in your stream. If you don't stop it, we will take the stream down. So when I see that pop up, I immediately take it down. And then we move on to the next song and the next song. Here is the issue. When it goes down, it turns red, we've taken the stream down, and we have to sit and wait. The stream, the chat usually stays up. But this past Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays ago, it went down for good, and I got a strike. And I read what it said, and I appealed it, but no one read it because the appeal came back in like minutes, was that you did not take the stream down after repeated requests. And what I have found is that, and this makes perfect sense, the processing of the actual video takes a while. And so I have found, because if you go back, I'll bring this back up here. If you go back to my previous streams, let's Let's go back in here, content, live. If you go back into the previous stream, let's go to one that's blocked, right? What's your favorite concert? We had people come on and share their favorite concert with live footage. It's awesome, right? And I go into the blocked, I look at the copyright claim, and I can go down one by one, and I can see Oznoy doesn't block, but takes the money. Good. Black Sabbath, War Pigs, doesn't block, but takes the money. Good. Roger Waters, The Wall, blocked. Video cannot be seen or monetized. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, blocked. Cannot be seen or monetized. What About Me, Snarky Puppy? They demonetize, they take the money. Blackbird, cannot be monetized, right? Point is, we play 20 or 30 songs in a night. The one that blocked usually happens 5 or 6 songs. Let me bring this back up here, make it like this. 5 or 6 songs before I get the actual notification on the stream. So what that means is, even if I close the stream down, the instant I see the warning, damage is already done. Because we already played the blocker 5 songs ago. And so YouTube is saying it was an egregious misuse. You didn't take our warning seriously because I was getting them 5 or 6 songs too late. So why do I share all this? I share all of this because the live aspect, the live reaction thing in YouTube has been absolutely, it's been just as big as the recorded videos for building the community. Bigger for the community. People like, I just saw him on here, Sean and Mr. Tonic Amps and Fishing Idaho, all the mods. We all know each other from the live streams. So many people from the website come over for the live streams because that's how you find out about a bunch of new music in one shot, right? And we have a list, it's a competition, it's a whole thing. Anyway, clearly we can't do that anymore because I'm unable to determine who's a blocker and who's not in real time. And if I get it wrong again, I'm going to lose the ability to live stream, to upload whatever on my channel. So it's been a hairy couple of weeks, but I think what we're going to do, and I'd like to open it up for conversation, and I'll take questions here, is to probably do it on Twitch. Now, I know it's going to be temporary because the same software that's on YouTube, is on Facebook, it's on Twitch or whatever, where they identify music. So while I might, that might be short-lived, I don't know. I'd like to try to keep this live reaction thing going in a safe way. So I'd welcome any and all questions and advice you might have, anybody out there that's watching that might have a little more experience in this than me. But that's basically it. YouTube is what it is. It's not YouTube that creates these settings. These bands, these rights holders create their own settings, and YouTube has to enforce them. And especially when it comes to live streams, there's a latency. They can't do it in real time. And so it's basically made it impossible for us to continue like we have for the past 18 months. And so that's it. I'm going to look at the comments section and open it up for questions. Just know that every single one of you that has joined me on a live stream, I've just sincerely appreciated this time. I love having you on face-to-face. I love hearing what you're listening to. It's how I found so many new artists, and it's just a real shame. It's just a real shame that it has to come to an end and that we can't play YouTube videos on YouTube when we're live. But the good news is it's not over. It's just going to have to change a little bit, and we adapt. And that's it. So let's go over to the comments section, and let's see how everybody's doing. Ryan Paul, talk to Twitch. Yeah, I know. It's going to be hairy. Make a Discord. John Ashley, we have a Discord. If you are a subscriber to my website, which, by the way, that's how I support the channel. So if you want to support me, support the channel, you do it by taking my lessons. The vast majority, as you can see, I mean, you can plainly see here, I have no problem, again, showing behind the curtain of the artists that I play, take the money. So the people that take my lessons and courses and join the close-knit community on GuitarGate, I made a Discord server for you guys, and for the people that subscribe to the YouTube channel and pay the $5 a month as a perk. So we do have a Discord. So if you do one of those two things, you'll get the link, and the mods here are over here. Steven, I know that. You know how many messages I get about Cornell? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. But anyway, this isn't the point of that. The point of what I'm saying is that I want to say thank you for everybody that joined me on the live streams. But the live streams moving forward are going to be original lessons or original performances or things like this. Because I can't risk it. Can't risk it on YouTube. Can't have my channel taken down. All right. Yeah. See, this is what I want to know about. I don't know. Yeah. See, here's the problem, Bassface, that there is no master list, and even within bands, different people have different rights. So, for example, we all know some of the big bands that block, right? There are some of these bands where one writer does not block their songs, and other writers from the same band do. So it's not always that simple. And sometimes it's important to note that it's not the bands that block. It's sometimes because people have movies on here, right? They have all TV shows. It's not just music on YouTube. So the actual video can be blocked. Even if the artists, the person who owns the music is not a blocker. So like, here's a great example. I did a Barnes Courtney video. I talked to Barnes on the phone. Do the video. It got blocked. Why did it get blocked? Live Nation blocked it because I played a Live Nation video. So it's not always that simple. So there's the audio and the video. And even the text and the faces all get processed. So like if I put something in the title or in the header or talk and say the word like COVID, I'm gonna get a warning when I go to upload that, and it's gonna say, you know, whatever, you're not spreading false information. Same thing happens with like government and political things. Like they're trying to buckle down on it, but they're trying to. They're like trying to catch the bus as it already passed by. It's a real hairy thing. Yes, YouTube does take, I believe, 30% of all donations, and that's also pre-tax too. You get taxed on all of it too. You'd be surprised how hard it is, how little you would think people actually go home with. Yes, my margaritas will travel to any platform. That's right, Vandy. That's right. Okay. So Ghetto Brown, it would be on a band's case. So, and I've mentioned this before. The reason channels like Nugs can play copyrighted material from bands that block, like Fish, is because those bands and all the associated rights holders gave Nugs the permission and then actually signed off on YouTube and like whitelisted them, white labeled, whatever you want to call it, that channel, and said, we'll block everything else, but not this channel. And they did that with all the bands they have on there. Like Metallica's one of them. Metallica's on Nugs, and obviously Metallica, Lars, famously started this whole thing with Napster back in the late 90s. So you can do it, but you'd have to basically make a corporation out of it. You'd have to get a deal with each of the bands. You'd have to do a thing. What channel like Nugs should do is hire VJs or whatever, like people like me or whatever, to go on and do this with their pre-approved library of content. But as far as an individual person like me, it's a non-starter. Yeah, 30% is a lot. All right, so fair use. Justin Smith. This is a very misunderstood thing. So for anybody that doesn't know, fair use is when it's fair to use copyrighted material elsewhere. Fair use is the reason CNN can play clips of Fox News. It's the reason that ESPN can play clips of a baseball game that aired on MLB Network, or it's the reason that the Washington Post can quote an exact, whatever, or retweet, repost a video on their site that they got from USA Today. The point behind fair use is that there is a value to society, however you want to explain it. It can be for education, it can be for critical commentary, which is what the news is. But basically, if you significantly transform an original copyrighted material into something else, and it's not a market substitute for that, and it meets certain criteria, again, critical commentary being the big one for news, education, then that is fair use under copyright law. It's more complicated than that. I know for all you experts out there, there's like 4 main pillars, but that's what fair use is. That's the point of it. Now, fair use is something that you argue in court. The reason that you don't see your cable news channels, your sports channels, your critical commentary channels in the print, etc., radio, the reason that you don't hear about all this in these other mediums is because they've dealt with it decades ago. They've dealt with it decades ago. The internet medium, the YouTube platform, is new. And it moves very, 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 very fast. And so when print started having issues with other people, when a newspaper in New York started figuring out that a newspaper in San Francisco in the late 1800s or something was ripping them to pieces about their editorial, they dealt with it then, and then, that's how fair use is an example of how fair use was dealt with back then. When this TV channel or when this radio channel started playing blank, 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 blank from another channel and talking about it and you get the point, right? This is the new version of that, and it hasn't been figured out yet. They haven't figured out how to police it, how to do whatever. So what YouTube does is they give people the option, those 4 options we talked about, and they don't check any of it out. YouTube is a conduit. So the rights holders, Again, they can choose to do nothing, share the money, take the money, block it, issue a strike, and they just set those settings in YouTube. They can white label channels to say none of this matters if it's posted on Nugs or this channel or NPR or whatever, but everything else it counts for. So they set these settings, and YouTube just simply enforces these settings. So if you get a claim, here, I'll show you exactly how it works. Check it out. So let's say I went down to, all right, see details. So none of these blocked, but these all took the money. But let's say I went down to, well, we'll do this one again. Why not? Low-hanging fruit. Let me put it up on the screen. Let's put it up like this. So if I go to this, here's what will happen. If I go to select action, I can trim it out, which means if I trim it out, the video will go back up, or I can dispute it. If I hit dispute, right, you go on and you can claim one of four things. It's original content, so it's mine. I have a license, which means like Nugs does, like the band gave me permission, I'm going to send the permission. Fair use, which is what we talked about before, right? It's protected by fair use. It's transformative, it's not a market substitute, or public domain, meaning I believe it's 100 years, like anybody can play Chopin now, right? And you would go to fair use, you hit continue, and yes, I believe it's whatever, but check this out. It says fair use, each case is different, and it gives you examples and, common misconceptions. So basically, and the laws are different in every country. So basically what this is saying is you can dispute this and we'll send it to the rights owner, but each case is its own thing. And fair use is determined in court on a case-by-case basis. So these are all the options for fair use: promotional video, remix, reaction, educational, entertainment, game, news, nonprofit, review, commentary, documentary, dubbed video. Then you have to give your thing, you got to sign it, and then you send it back to them. Now, I'm not going to do it now, but I have done that in the past, and I've gotten all types of responses. I've got it lifted, I've got nothing happen, and I've gotten a strike. So the point I'm trying to make about all of this is that no one's going to court. When you dispute it, you get what you get. You either win the dispute, and the video goes back up. It expires. They have to respond in 30 days. If they don't, then it goes back up. They can uphold their dispute or give you a strike. And that's a risk you have to be willing to take. Now, if they uphold the dispute or give you a strike, you can appeal, which means they have to start a court proceeding within, I think, 10 business days. But no one's doing that. We're selling online guitar lessons. Like, for any single one of these videos, I mean, you're not talking about much money at all. And so it's just a non-starter, is the point. For a big channel, a big company, they have the wherewithal. But for someone like me, you know what you do? You just say, I can't do that band anymore. I can't risk my channel. And you just let people know that if they want to support you, you do it by taking lessons on the website, right? You guys have all heard Rick Beato and all his rants on this. If you want to support Rick, you buy the PDF, right? Or the ear training course. It's that simple. We choose to play the music because if you don't have original to teach, you need context. And generally speaking, people want to learn stuff they already know because it is why they play. And so you choose to take the risk. And you know that you're not going to go to court. And so fair use doesn't really come into play because it's just not worth it. You just find yourself focusing on the bands that don't block. It's that simple. All right. Yes, Fantasy, thank you so much. All you mods out there pointing people to the website. And that's it. Garrett, I appreciate you. I'm sure it's just going to be Guitar-Gate. I'm going to try to set it up this weekend. We're going to shoot for Tuesday night. Again, I expect it to be short-lived. I hope that's not the case, but I know. And if anybody has a better idea, please let me know. Obviously, we can go live on YouTube and talk. We just can't play music. I mean, we can play originals and play guitar, but we can't, like, you know, do what we did before. And so I don't know how it works on Twitch. I'm just going to give it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. James Gator. Yeah. By the way, James, excellent job sending me the clips. Anybody out there that sent me clips for the Clips channel, I greatly appreciate it. James took it a step further and made a short that I posted on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm going to post on the YouTube channel. Was awesome. Dude, anybody watching, any of those, as many as you guys send me, I will put up there and credit you, because I am a horrible video editor. It's kind of why I one-take everything. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. I do appreciate anybody that's going over the website. Yeah, I love Opeth. See, like Opeth, we have done on the live streams. Love Opeth. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Brett. You'd be surprised, man. There is some dead footage out there where, again, even though the music itself isn't set to be blocked, the actual footage of some things out there do get blocked. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Thank you, Guitar Dog. Hey, I have done that one. Just search for it. I've done it. Love Marcus King. Marcus King, I mean, he's the man. All right, well, that's pretty much it, everyone. You know, quick little 30-minute thing here. Jason, I appreciate the super chat. He says, what about composers getting blocked for broadcasting their own music? Surely that must be illegal. Great work, love your channel. Jason, yeah, this has happened to people I know. Here's the other. We'll leave with this. We'll leave with this. Okay. Here's the other thing they don't tell you. There are bounty hunters. There are collection agencies on YouTube where they get paid for demonetizing videos that are up. And they go around and they demonetize videos that don't even have that content, that they don't even have the rights to in that video. But they have the license to do so because I guess, again, and I don't know how this underbelly works, but they have the ability to go around and manually claim copyrighted material. I don't know how you get that ability, but it exists, and you know you get it because you get an email and it says this has been manually claimed, and it tells you who manually claims. And after you do this for a while, you start noticing who the bounty hunters are and who claims stuff that isn't even in there. Different songs, but they don't think anybody checks, and more importantly, they think everyone is afraid to lose their channel, which we are. So they just fire it out there, and I guarantee a very, very high percentage of them go unchecked, uncontested, and those people take the money for that video. Now, I do dispute those. You bet your ass I dispute those. If there's a claim that is either on a video where I'm not playing music, or it's the wrong content ID claim or something like that, those I absolutely dispute. And those almost always come out fine, and they remove it. because they know they're bounty hunters. They're sick YouTube collection agencies. It's a terrible part of YouTube, and that is something that YouTube can and should crack down on, because that is being egregiously mishandled. That is a very large issue, and to the point where, like, I've had videos, and I'm sure you've seen videos of like Paul Davids and Adam Neely and so many others, where they don't even play anything except what their own stuff is in their videos, and someone tries to demonetize it. And they're just peddling, they're fear peddling. They're peddling off the fear that people are not going to dispute it because they don't want to lose their channels. But those I do dispute. Jason Carter, thank you so much. Heisers, there you go. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Thank you guys. All right. So to wrap it up, just so you guys know, that's how it works. That's how it works. If you play other people's music on YouTube, whether it's fair use or not, no one's taking anybody to court. You're kind of at the whim of what the settings are. And when you upload a video, you get to know those settings before it goes public. And so you're not at risk at having a strike. When you do it live, you are at risk of getting a strike. And if you get 3 strikes, your channel's gone. And so we can't do it live anymore here on YouTube. It pains me, but it's true. And I just want to know that I love and appreciate all of you that have been on this ride with me the past 18 months, where we've been doing the live reactions on Tuesday nights. I'm going to shoot to switch over to Twitch. I'll make a video on Tuesday probably with all the details here on YouTube about where you can find me Tuesday night on Twitch. I want to dig a little deeper and make sure it's safe and we're not going to get like kicked off within one video. And that's pretty much it. Just know that it's all about the music, you know. It's all about the music. I love you all. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you soon. Cheers. Cashew. Always good to see you.